We expect that the breeze is going to be out of the south, somewhere around 190, 200, 180 to 200. My expectations are that we might have a little bit of a queue and wait until the wind limits are satisfied to get going. It looks pretty soft out there. There is going to be a little bit of residual wave action from yesterday and the wind we had yesterday. So I wouldn't be surprised that if we have to wait a little bit. So the forecast is. Where am I? I'm on the wrong day, am I?
Today.
That's from the south.
Yeah. Well, that's for today, but I think I'm on the whole wrong briefing anyway. I'll just keep talking.
Give the apple back.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Better come and reclaim your apple. We do expect the breeze to get up to 7 to 10 knots, and if we do that, our intention is to run 2 races starting at 14:10. Broadcast window is 2 hours today, so if we have to roll backwards on that, like we did on one of the earlier days, so it'll be that way. A little bit more on the race on Friday, not race on Friday program. The discussion's been that if we can sail on Friday, we will. So if the score ends up with a 1 race today, we would go out and do 1 race on Friday. If it ends up being 5-1 today with 2 races, we would go out on Friday. So anything that would allow us to do a race on Saturday, we would try to get a race in on Friday, is sort of where we're heading. So there's a lot of sort of possibilities with all of that, but that's kind of where we're heading. The race course today will be, it'll be very similar. It'll be 1.7 miles. It'll be set at around that 200. The intention is to start, certainly the first race, if we're starting, to the CC course. So I don't have too much. I think Richard's got a couple of green flags from the other day.
Yep. So umpires race 4 had 2 incidents, both downwind. The first one we had New Zealand on starboard and Great Britain on port. And play it for you first. And what Great Britain are protesting is there's a rule that says when you're the right-of-way boat, if the keep clear boat, so in this case Great Britain, is passing to windward of you, and you then alter course up above your proper course, and then Great Britain have to immediately do something to avoid again, you've broken the rule. It's to try and stop last-minute hunts, if you like. The umpires recognised before this video that New Zealand was up probably 130, the true wind angle of 130 to 135 to 140, so they were coming in hot. And in this scenario, about here is when the umpires are going, well, we now know Great Britain are turning, which means they wanted to go to windward of New Zealand. And at that point, New Zealand have no requirement to go back to their course, but not to go any higher, and they didn't. So we agreed it. We should have you guys doing the umpires test at the end of this year. Get a few new umpires into the team. Next one was downwind. So after this case, we have the boats coming in, and we've now reversed. So Great Britain are on starboard, New Zealand are on port. I'll play it first. So this is an exercise again. Bottom line is New Zealand have to keep clear as a core-attack boat. We're happy that they're keeping clear. Great Britain do alter course down, and New Zealand respond, but they're still keeping clear as a core-attack boat. And then when Great Britain go up and protest, we were certain New Zealand would keep it clear of the crossing.
One takes you back to the race in Auckland off North Head with Luna Rossa and Ineos in the opposite positions. Not a close one.
Yeah, so from our point of view, we didn't find these too taxing, so we haven't heard anything back, so we don't know if our opinions are agreed with or not.
Yes.
All right, any questions today?
No, any question?
Ian, a couple of days ago was you would do everything that you could to have the America's Cup finish on a weekend. If it was 5-1, you say we'll go out on Friday. What about if it was 2 races today and it was 6-0?
We won't go out on Friday.
Okay, so 5-1 Friday and 6-0 Saturday.
That's right.
Yes.
So Matt asked me the other day, where is all this written? So it starts in the head document, protocol 7.6c, and then it's referred to in more detail in the schedule. So Matt, will use that? Would that all make sense to you? Make us sorry?
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's not.
But in the protocol, it covers the Challenger Selection Series. It doesn't necessarily cover the match.
The protocol. Do you want
Yeah,
to?
you-
I love the rules. The protocol refers to that the defendant challenger record must set the dates for the match, and I think it's notice number 1 sets the schedule for the match and talks about the days, and what it says is Friday's a race day, but the Regatta Director will do what they people take it off.
Is the same question, is there 8 laps and 1.7 distance, no?
I think, with the lighter breeze we're expecting for the first race, it's probably likely to be 6 legs.
6.
Yeah, the changeover is sort of between 10 and 11 knots, where the boats, they don't go that much faster, but their wind angles get a lot finer upwind and a lot broader downwind. So the race times tumble once we get to sort of 11, 12 knots. So that's when we have to, our target's 27 minutes, and we want to stay in a reasonable length of race course. Bearing in mind, we've got 200 odd super yachts and many other smaller yachts out there. It's, creating a bit of a stadium these days in the America's Cup. We have to try to fit within those confines. So, so that's sort of the difference between a C8 and a C6 course.
Thank you.
Ian, the decision on Friday, did that involve discussion with both teams, one team, or was that just simply your own?
Well, that's just a discussion at this stage. That is we have a schedule, and obviously before there's any changes made, there will be consultation with the challenger. We're working with the event authority, which is the defender. So we're sort of just starting to weed our way through some, what the options are and possibilities. But the intent is very clear that is to be out there on Saturday.
And the challenger said, yep, that's fine if it's one race on Friday.
Well, they wrote it in the rules, so.
But in the discussion, they haven't changed their mind.
No, they know what's there.
For Richard, I've only been here a week, so if this has been asked before, pardon me. Does the umpiring system show you rudder angle? And whether it does or doesn't, would that be useful, or is that useful?
We don't have the rudder angle, but we have the movement of the boat through that future line. So if you alter the rudder, very rough, geeky speaking, that line will go the opposite way to where the rudder has been changed. So if you ever watch that line, that's telling us what's happening with the rudder. We've considered taking it, that one of the things we have to do as umpires is not have data overload and look for the big picture. So that's why we end up using that. At the moment, we use that system.
So the idea is that line is driven by what the rudders do,
Well,
among other things.
effectively, because what it's saying is based on the course and speed of the boat, it projects forward 3 seconds. Therefore, when you do a turn, the boat angle is changing versus what its direction is. It's, it skids, the boat skids. So you would see the line go to initially the other side, and then, if you like, chase the bow to the mid-course.
Can I just ask a question on race 3 pre-start? When you consider your adjudication later on, do you take into account the boat speeds of each boat when they're coming to each other?
We consider that at the time. So we are aware of the closing speeds and to take that into account, yes.
So the fact that one boat appeared to be speeding up and the other had slowed down a little bit.
I think the biggest one is the speed, the distance closing is ridiculous. It's not, it's to 50 plus knots. And I think the next one you're looking for then is the angle that they're attacking each other on makes it, I guess the umpires get, it brings our attention to the potential instance coming up.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Just really quickly, oh, hey, wait a minute, I brought an apple today.
Yeah, now you get a special license.
I get to ask the dumb question, though. There's been a lot of kind of humorous discussion about the post-race of race 4 with the implementation of Rule 69 and kind of some fun things about that. I actually have kind of a proposed solution to that. I brought in America what we call swear jar. And so that each team, if they inflict on that penalty, that they would have to put 50-cent piece in the swear jar. And I just was wondering what your thoughts were about the humorous discussion about what happened after race 4.
You're asking 2 Australians to talk about swearing.
Without swearing.
I think it's another colourful moment in the America's Cup that will probably go down with, in the journals with Dennis Conner telling Tom Blake-Goller, telling Dennis Conner I would have said that. And we'll all look back at it fondly in the past, and I think my position is, it's all part of the heat of the moment, and it's all, it's part of the pressure of the whole situation, and I think it's probably time for us to move on. Square jar or no square jar. They'll be very nice to bring
No,
out.
I'm bringing it. I brought gifts for each team or for you gentlemen in case it happens again.
I'll let you take it round the bend.
I saw an American beer ad about a square jar. It didn't work out well.
All right, nothing else? Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you shortly. Bye.